Alright, hi everybody, and welcome to the second video covering the Winter Norm Invitational in Charlotte, North Carolina at the Charlotte Chess Center. My name is Mark Biernacki. I'm a National Master, and so I'll be doing my best to provide some analysis and go over the standings from the tournament. Okay, so this is just after the start of round 5, so we have the results in for rounds 1 through 4. Maybe a little bit of 5. I think there was already a quick draw. Well, not a quick draw, but relatively quick draw. And so, without further ado, in GM Group A, the required score for anybody to make GM norm in this section is 6.5 out of 9. So nobody's out of contention yet. Oh, except Brodsky. Brodsky is out of contention. But yeah, so in first place, 3 out of 4 plus 2 score, Denis Shmilov. Uh, in second, we have John Bartholomew, 2.5 out of 4. And then in a massive tie for third through ninth, all with 2 out of 4. Um, yeah, just a whole list of names here. I am Pragnan Nada, rebounded nicely with a win in round 4. GM Panchanathan, obviously not playing for Norms. GM Escobar, also not playing for Norms. I am Kalkstein. I am Brodsky, who is unfortunately eliminated from Norm contention, drew his fourth or fifth round. I am Casa Corley, rebounded nicely with a win in round 4, and also FM Kevin Wong. And then in 10th place, we have GM Angel Lopez. Okay, in GM Group B, we have a massive tie for first with plus 2 scores. I am John Burke, GM Dennis Kadrick, I am Kamrakulov, and I am Zerk, all with plus 2 scores. Looking to get 6.5 out of 9 to get their GM norms are Zerk, Kamrakulov, and Burke. And then at 2 out of 4, we have Gorovets and Ostrovsky. With 1.5 out of 4, GM Zapata. And then with 1 out of 4, I am Tiglon and FM Shankar. And then with a half out of 4, FM Jacobson. I am Group C. We have I am Titus Stremovicius with 3.5 out of 4 plus 3 score. Doing very well thus far in the tournament. And then with 3 out of 4, all 3 of these players looking to get I am Norm, Jennifer Yu, Benjamin Moon, and Wesley Wang. And then with an even score, we have FM Aaron Jacobson. And then at -1, Andrew Hong and Tiangxi Wang. And Angelo Young as well. And then finally, with half out of 4, we have FM Gary Ning. And I am Alejandro Montalvo. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the games. First up, we'll take a look at the game between I am Pragnananda Ramesh Babu and GM Magesh Panchanathan. Okay, so Pragnananda was white. He played e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, knight c3, knight f6, and this is 4 knights opening with bishop b5. So d6, d4, bishop d7 takes, giving white some sort of slight positional edge with the doubled pawns. Castles, bishop e7, queen f3. White intends to play knight f5. Castles, rook e1, rook b8, preventing development of this bishop immediately. So b3 is played. Rook b4, attacking knight. Knight goes to f5. And this knight will be very difficult to deal with if it is simply left there. So black makes the decision to take it. Queen d7, simply attacking, putting a little bit of pressure on this pawn and moving the queen out of the way, coordinate rooks, etc. Bishop b2. After a move like b3 is played, you expect the bishop to develop that way. Rook e8, knight e2, opening up the diagonal for this bishop, and also maybe with some knight d4 ideas to attack C6. D5, blocking the queen, also controlling this important square of E4. Now knight G3, preventing knight E4. Rook H4. So I can't really say that I understand this move. Perhaps preventing knight H5. I'm not sure. I might have to ask what the idea is. I'm not familiar with such move. So H3, King F8. Oh, protecting rook on E8. Also, yeah, I think that's probably the main point. Rook E2, because this is coming, the doubling rooks on the E file. Bishop B4. Bishop takes F6, giving black some double isolated pawns to deal with in the endgame. And now rook D1. Bishop B4, by the way, preventing the move rook to E1. Rook takes rook, queen takes, queen E8, and white is happy to go into this endgame. Now knight E2. So white is looking to improve the knight, put on D4, but also maybe leave it here and play the move F4, which we see in the game in just a few moves. So F4, somewhat trapping this rook. Notice that if black goes rook H5, what would happen if rook H5? You go back. Okay, yeah. So rook D3, rook takes is not playable because of simply G4. Yeah, I was thinking in my head that obviously white can't go G4 right away because of rook takes H3, but it's there. The next move, the pawn's not actually hanging. Rook is trapped. So rook D3. Oh wait, rook D3, A5. Looking to get some sort of play going. Maybe just putting the pawn on a dark square so the bishop can defend it. C3, bishop B6, A4. Shutting down all of black's play. Bishop C5, rook F3. Maybe allowing the knight to move. Knight G3, yep. Bishop C5, knight E2, king D7, knight C1. What I love about this game is how Dot just sort of took his time, which you can do in an endgame, especially with this type of position, with the rook having no good moves. Took his time to get the type of position he wanted. Bishop D6, knight D3. Knight on D3 looks like the best square. And now C4, preventing black from playing C4 themselves. And after D4, white plays the move King F2, bringing his king to G3. And here, Magesh, oh, not here. Here, Magesh resigned. So, very interesting game where the rook was really put out of play early, and then Dot just slowly took advantage of the misplaced piece. Okay, now let's take a look at the game between Gary Ning and Benjamin Moon. So, this game was in round two. Ben Moon had 1 out of 1. Gary Ning had 0 out of 1 at the time. And Ben was playing black. Flip the board. Never mind. Knight F3, G6, E4, C5. So showing that this will be a Sicilian. G6 was, a move that he played after Knight F3, but after E4, black's completely fine to go into Sicilian C5. D4. And now we have a Maroczy bind position. Knight F6, Knight C3. Sort of breeze through the opening moves. This is all like some theory. A5 as well, some theory. And now white decides to trade queens. Okay, and so black is left with like somewhat of a disadvantage in development, um, in the sense that he doesn't control the C file, um, but some long-term play on the B pawn, and also white has the bishop here. So e6, bishop f4. Another option was d takes e6. After f takes e6, black is now threatening knight takes e4, so white would have to move the king. And this is, of course, was probably not ideal. King e1 or king g3. Yeah, computer doesn't like king g3 at all. So yeah, that's why this move wasn't played. Bishop f4 instead. Knight e8, guarding the d6 pawn. Another option in this position was e takes d5, and after bishop takes d6, playing the move rook e8. Of course, rook d8 falls to bishop c7, um, but rook e8 seems to be okay. So instead, Moon plays knight e8. White goes bishop d2, bishop d4 check, king g3, and rook c5. So white plays rook takes c5, and black makes interesting decision, d takes c5, giving himself some sort of queenside majority, but also with a deep passive d pawn to deal with. So white goes bishop c3, black plays knight d6, and after bishop takes, pawn takes is played. So I guess that Moon probably did not like the move bishop takes c3, b takes c3, because this b pawn becomes an easy target for white, as well as the a pawn. Really, a key probably part of this position is that if white's rook gets active, black's pawns are too weak. So knight d6, bishop takes, pawn takes, rook c1, pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, and now black plays ooh, not yet. Rook e8, king f2, a3. So here white has a decision to make. Could play b takes a3, probably not the best response. b3 also possible. Many different ways to deal with the move a3. White decides to go b3. Another possibility, as I said, was b takes a3, going for this b pawn, or maybe even like a move like rook b1. Okay, white goes to b3. Black slowly improving with king f8, g4, king e7, rook d1 attacking the pawn, and now black goes rook c8. So here, black's threat is to go rook c2, take on a2, but white is also attacking this d pawn and can easily get behind the pawn with rook a4. So the best move, I think, is bishop d3 to stop rook c2, and then go like bishop b1 or something, and then attack the pawn again. But of course, black could simply play knight b5 in that position. So maybe not. Oh, maybe uh, there's some... Rook d2, bishop c... No. Yeah, I'm trying to see if like white could play rook d2, king e1, king d1, and then like put pressure on this pawn with like bishop f1. That would be some. I would be trying to make this work where I can not give up a pawn and win this pawn myself. Anyways, um, white didn't find a way. Rook takes d4, rook c2, king e3, rook takes a2, rook a4, rook a1, b4, knight c8, trying to play knight b6. So white plays rook a5, king d6, improving the king. Bishop c4, guard the pawn again. Now h5, h4, F6 because I guess white was threatening like king G5. G5. F5. Yes, so white's king will never attack this pawn. Now rook A8. And black has a pretty cool idea here. Rook takes A3. Black to move. Mate in 21. And the answer is rook takes B3. And after rook takes, this move is checkmate. So, in light of this, white resigned. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Please tune in again tomorrow for a recap of rounds 5 through 6, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.